Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a fun one. Today I am picking out books that I predict will be a 5-star. It's any reader's dream to find their 5-star book that they can literally think about for the next week and a half. So today I'm taking you guys through the course of me doing that, and let's see if we can find some 5-star reads. Today we are on a hunt for some 5-star reads. So I will be going through my shelves and I will be looking for books that I predict will be a 5-star read. And honestly, pray for me because I don't know. I don't know if I even own any 5-star. I mean, I probably do, but I just don't know. Like, it's crazy how you can own so many books and have no idea that one of them is a 5-star read until you read them. Okay guys, I think we found our first 5-star contender. It is a YA mystery book. I'm gonna give you some hints and then you guys can guess what it is. It's a YA mystery book. It's commonly compared to Criminal Minds and it's about kids. It is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I think this is gonna be a 5-star because I read The Inheritance Games and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. So I was really hesitant of buying this series, but I literally kept seeing everybody on my TikTok, like everybody that I follow, everybody on TikTok, everybody is saying that this series is a 5-star series and this book is just so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. Everybody compares it to Criminal Minds and they say it's like the YA kids version of Criminal Minds, if that makes sense. This book has really big words. Like, you can tell this is a YA book just because of how big the words are. And I just really think it's gonna be a 5-star, if not a 5-star, like a 4.5 stars, because nobody said this. I'm coming up with this by myself, but I feel like it's gonna remind me of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and that series was a 5-star series for me. Well, it wasn't a 5-star, it was like a 4.5 series for me, but whatever. FBI that they're working with, like the lady, she's training them and she's taking them through old cases, like cold cases. She's like training them to see if they can solve it by themselves. And the way that our main character is describing the crime scene and describing what she thinks happened is really scary because she's putting it in first-person perspective. So she's talking in the perspective of the killer, which I feel like makes it so much more scary and so much more real, which I really enjoy about this book. I am on page 110. Did I get the love interest wrong? Or am I just slow? Because this is not the love interest. Is there a love triangle? Okay, I'm on page 132 and I feel like I'm at a part of the book where I can properly give you a summary of what the book is about. Basically, this book is about our 5 main characters and they're all teenagers that are considered naturals. And what naturals are basically people with talents that a lot of people train to have. So they have these natural talents that most people have to do courses and courses and courses of training to achieve. And our 5 characters are our main character, Cassie, and hers is profiling, which is basically being able to read somebody without even knowing them, just like looking at them and be able to know what they do, their personality, what they're feeling, like things like that. She's able to get a read on people and she's really good at that. Our second character is Dean, which is he's the same as her. He's a profiler, and apparently they like did a little bit of sparkle of him, basically saying that he is a profiler like her, but he's better at reading serial killers or something like that. I don't know. But he's like the same as her. He's a profiler. Our third character is Leah. I think she's my favorite character. I don't know what it is about her. She's just so funny and she's so cute and I love her. I don't know. She's like the sassy one. She is a liar and she's able to detect when people are lying. So she can lie really good and she can detect when people are lying. Our fifth character is Sloane, and Sloane is really good with numbers and patterns. And these are our 5 main teenage characters, and basically the FBI recruited them to help them solve cold cases. And that's basically the premise of the story. I don't necessarily know what this cold case is in this book, and it doesn't say in the back either, so I'm not going to tell y'all even if I do find out, because that would be a spoiler. But right now they're just being trained and they're being put through like scenarios and different things to get them ready to start solving cold cases. And I really like this book because the characters, I love all the characters. There's not one character that I don't like. I even love the FBI people that they're working with, and I love the found family aspect of this. I know I'm only 130 pages into a 4-series book, but I can already feel the found family vibes that this book is gonna have. I love that all the characters just have their thing that they are dealing with, and some of the characters you already know what they're dealing with, some of them you don't. And I just like that you're slowly getting to know the characters and you're slowly getting to love the characters more and more and more before we even get to the big plot of this book. I'm really enjoying it. I think that the first book is not going to be a 5-star, but I think that maybe the second or third book in this series will be a 5-star, because I feel like the first book in series are never really a 5-star because you're getting to know the characters and you're getting to know the plot, and it doesn't focus heavily on the plot, more so the characters. And then once you get to know the characters, you get into the next books and it's more plot driven and there's more suspense and there's more at stakes, and it's just better. So I'm not gonna be mad if this is not a 5-star book, because it's kind of hard to make the first book in a series a 5-star book just because you're having to get to know all the characters and things like that. And I find that not boring, but like a little bit repetitive. Not repetitive, but it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a bad thing, it's just kind of not the funnest part of the book, so it wouldn't be a 5-star, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna continue reading The Naturals. I love this so much. I am going to binge this and probably finish it today. I'm switching between the audiobook and the physical book, and I'm loving it. I also love the covers of these books. They're like all centered around one color, which I think is really cool, as you can see. And yeah, I'm having a really good time with this book. I'm gonna continue reading and I'm gonna finish up my crochet order, and then we might go to the gym later and I'll either bring the book or I'll listen to the audiobook as I'm working out, but we'll see. So yeah, The Naturals, so good so far. I love it. It is giving A Girl's Guide to Murder. It is giving Shatter Me. It is giving Criminal Minds. It is giving everything that everybody said it would give, especially Shatter Me. I haven't heard anybody say this book is like Shatter Me, but it's reminding me a lot of Shatter Me because of the teenage characters all having a special ability and that found family aspect. It's just giving Shatter Me. Like, what? Y'all, biggest plot twist. I did not expect that. Because she was like repeating the name, and I was like, girl, what? And then she finally said it, and I'm like, oh, that's who that is. I'm making connections before the characters even make connections. The twists, I want to talk about it so freaking bad right now, but I don't want to spoil it. I want to talk about it so bad. Everything is like clicking into place, and all the U chapters are clicking into place. Everything is making sense. Like, when everything starts clicking in a mystery novel, it's like the best thing ever. It's not even just like plot twists, it's like little connections, like loose parts are finally snapping together, and that's what's getting me. Like, everything is starting to come together. As of right now, it's giving 5-star potential, or at least 4 and up potential, because I love the way it's written. I don't know if it's because it's YA and it's so super easy to read, or if it's just I don't know what it is, but the writing in this book is so good. I am going to binge this book and I am finishing it tonight. It is so freaking good. Like, started it today, finishing it today. That's how freaking good it is. I freaking love it. I love it so much. Like, I want to hop into the rest of the series immediately, but I want to kind of like slow my roll and take my time with this series because I already know that it's going to be one of my favorites. I just know. I already know. I literally have 30 pages left of the book, which is crazy because I feel like I just started it, and it's getting it's been good. Can't even say it's getting good, it's been good. I don't think I need any more footage for this book because I feel like this whole video is gonna be taken up by this book, but I just want to hop on here with one more update. We have 30 pages left. I'm gonna sit here and finish it. I wish it was winter time and I was cuddled up by a fire in a blanket and I just had some Christmas music playing in the background, but just the instrumental, a fire going, some family around me, the smell of food, and I'm just cozied up reading this. That's the vibe that I feel for this book. Not summer hot in my room by myself in the silence, scared, home alone. You know what I mean? I might be pulling our strings here, but I swear I feel a plot twist or a connection coming, and I want to make sure I get my reaction. Leah is so funny. Have you guys seen The Loud House? Sloane reminds me of I don't remember her name, but the girl from The Loud House with the braces, the smart one. She reminds me so much of her. It's so funny. Some of the photos, the light switch got smeared with blood. What? Oh my god, I need to cover it. Do y'all, is it just me that whenever I'm reading something and you're about to figure out like the plot twist and it's like on this page and you have to cover it because your eyes immediately jump to it, it's like I can't control it. Like my eyes just jump and read it in literally 0.2 seconds. Like it reads it, understands it, decodes it and everything in 0.2 seconds without me even trying. So I gotta cover it because I will jump to it. Oh my gosh, the stakes are still high right now. Like everything is happening right now. Oh my gosh, I need to finish this now. No, don't do that. What? Like just tell me what it is. Just tell me what it is. I can't do it anymore. Tell me. Please, I won't tell anyone. Just tell me. I told y'all. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I told y'all. No. Okay, I'm about to find out who the killer is. They got me. They got me. And I'm dumbfounded. I'm heartbroken. Look, remember I started the book whenever I called you? Look where I am. Yeah, it's so good. Huh? It just got so good. Why did you have to come? Yeah, I just got back from tennis. Ew, I look nasty. You look like a model. I look so sweaty. But I have to finish this book. I was thinking about it the whole tennis practice. I literally have like 10 pages left and I have to finish it. Pardon the angle, I don't have a car tripod, but it literally doesn't matter. I just need to finish the book now. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. Okay guys, sorry about the lighting. I'm at my boyfriend's house right now, but I literally couldn't wait to do this review. This book right here, I finished this like 20 minutes ago, literally downstairs. And I was gonna sit here and wait a couple hours or like a day to really give my review. But I'm sorry, like a 5-star feeling is a 5-star feeling. Like I can't deny it. I was gonna sit here and be like 4.75, but I got the 5-star feeling. I finished this book in literally a day. Hello, like how much better can it get? This book was so good. The plot was so good. The twists got me. I love the way it ended. I love the way it started. I love the way it was in the middle. It was so good. 5 stars. I definitely recommend you guys just read this one. I'm actually really glad with my pick. I can't believe I actually picked a 5-star. Characters, the plot, everything about it was just a 5-star, and I want to get right into the second one immediately. But we're gonna move on to our next, what I believe will be a 5-star tomorrow. Good morning guys, it is the next day and we have our next 5-star book picked out. I was in between 2 books and the book that I was in between with the one that I chose is probably gonna be the book that I read next for my 5-star. But I was in between a romantasy and sort of like a thriller romance kind of vibe. You guys will know what I'm talking about when I show you guys. I ended up going with the romantasy because I feel like I just went with like a scarier thriller or suspense kind of book. So I went with a cute little relaxing fantasy romantasy and I chose Once Upon a Broken Heart. I fully believe that this book is gonna be a 5-star book because I wanted to read this book really bad. I wouldn't even say a year ago, probably a couple months back, maybe like 6 months back. I was really interested in reading this book and it was gonna be my first, it was the beginning of the year. It was gonna be my first fantasy book that I've ever read because I wanted to get into fantasy, but I didn't know where to start and everybody was saying this was a great way to start. But I wanted to get the full experience. So in order to do that, everybody was saying read Caraval first and then go into Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I followed those rules. I read Caraval, and Caraval, the whole series, it was a 5-star series. I'm pretty sure the first book I rated 5, the second I rated 4.5, and then the third I believe I rated a 3.5. but that whole series was amazing. It was so beautiful, which made me so much more excited to get into Once Upon a Broken Heart, which makes me think that this will be a 5-star because I love Stephanie Garber's writing. I love the storyline. I love it's not even really fantasy, it's like fairy tale, and I think that's what I like most about it, because fantasy, I feel like fantasy is really a lot of action and plot and war and fighting and things like that, but I feel like this, like the whimsical fairy tale fantasy, is probably my favorite because it's like princesses and carriages and pretty and cool and Prince of Hearts and things like that, and I really like that element. So I really think this is going to be a 5-star book. I hope I'm correct. If it's not a 5-star, it would probably be like a 4.5. I don't know, I just have high hopes. All my friends loved this book. All the booktubers I watch love this book. People who I trust with book recommendations love this book, which is why I think I'm gonna love this book. I started it this morning and I got 27 pages in, so I'm gonna continue reading this, and I'm just gonna pray to the fates that it's a 5-star read, because I literally cannot stop thinking about The Naturals. That's how I know The Naturals was a 5-star read, because I'm still thinking about it, and I just absolutely loved that book. I want to get into the second one so bad because there's still questions that haven't been answered. If you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't read the book, go pick it up right now because it is so good. It is worth it, and trust me guys, I wouldn't lie to you. And I'll probably do the same thing I did yesterday, where I swap between the physical copy and the audiobook, because I want to crochet today. I have some orders to catch up on, so that'll give me a perfect opportunity to listen to the audiobook. I'm not going to give you guys the summary of this book yet because I don't have a full scope of what the book is about, so I don't want to give you guys some bogus summaries. So I'm going to read it a little bit, and then once I kind of figure out what's going on and the premise of the story, then I'll give you guys a full summary. And yeah. Hey guys, little book update. I am on chapter 9, about 65 pages in, and I wish I was recording because the scream that I scrumped when Scarlett came and made Scarlett and no, that's not her name. Scarlett and Donatello, when they pop up in this book and they made an appearance, I literally screamed. Like, I got so excited, and it was just so refreshing to see them come back. But that's besides the point. Right now, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I have a rough idea, but like, there's so much happening at once and none of it is like important to the plot, I feel like. So I'm a little bit bored. I will be honest, I'm a little bit bored. I don't know what exactly is going on. I'm waiting for Jax to come back because I'm bored. To be honest, I'm a little bit bored. I know absolutely nothing about our main character besides the fact that actually, I don't know if I should say that. Is that a spoiler? It started off strong, and I feel like now it's kind of like, I don't know, that's my opinion. I'm hoping it speeds up a little bit. Maybe it's because The Naturals was just so fast, so it was so easy to read, but who knows. Hello guys, it's been a couple of hours and I have a little book update. I am on chapter 16. I am about 120 pages into the book, and I feel like I've read enough to where I can give you guys a basic summary of the book. So we're basically following our main character, Evangeline Fox, and she finds out that her one true love, her boyfriend, her love, her whatever, is going to marry somebody else, and she's heartbroken. She wants to split up the engagement. She doesn't even know why they're getting engaged. She didn't even know they were in love. So she goes to the fate called Prince of Hearts, and there's a lot of fates. The fates are kind of these, I don't even know what they are. They're like humans, but they're like mystical human creatures. Like there's the Queen of Hearts, there's the Poisoner, there's just little people like that. If you've seen Once Upon a Time, that kind of makes sense. I don't know, but they're like these things, and you're not supposed to trust them because they act like they're gonna help you and then they twist on you, whatever. So she goes to the Prince of Hearts, and he's like the Prince of Heartbreak and whatever, and she strikes up a deal with him to fix her problem that she's having. Like, she wants to get back with her love or whatever, and she wants to split up their engagement, their wedding, their whatever. So she goes to the Prince of Hearts, and he strikes a deal with her, and his deal is that she has to give 3 kisses to whomever he says, and she's like, okay, whatever, fine. And the thing about the fates is they read in between the lines, so you have to tell them exactly directly what you want. If you don't, they will just twist your words and kind of, so you're just kind of going through the story and seeing what the Prince of Hearts has in store for her, and if is he actually gonna help her, is he not gonna help her, and you just see a bunch of stuff unraveling and things like that. So that's basically what it is. It's like a magical, whimsical fantasy type of book, and right now I am a little confused. I feel like there's a lot happening but very little at the same time, if that makes sense. I feel like there's a lot of stories set up right now, so I don't want to judge it quite yet, but I feel like it's a little bit confusing. That might just be me being that I just came from a mystery YA book, but this is also a YA book. It's just a fantasy one, so you have to pay a little bit more attention, and I think that's my problem right now. I'm not paying too much attention, so it's a little bit confusing. That's my little update. I don't really have much to say about the book. I'm not liking it as much as I thought I would, but then again, I'm only 100 pages in. Let me at least get halfway before I can start judging it, I feel like. So I'm gonna keep pushing through this book. All I can think about is the naturals. I'm gonna be honest, all I can think about is the naturals. Like, I need a little mystery, I need something, like I need something. And I feel like that's so unfair going from a 5-star book to a new book, because then your expectations are up here, especially for that genre. And if you switch genres right after you read a 5-star book, it's like, so your brain has no time to swap, so you're kind of biased, I feel like. So I feel like that's what's happening here. So I'm kind of giving it an unfair shot, but hey, I didn't know I would like the naturals that much. I didn't know. Hey guys, it's the middle of the night, but I just really wanted to pick out my next book because I finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. Okay, so I want you guys to guess if you think it's a 5 star. Okay, I rated Once Upon a Broken Heart 4 stars on the dot. I think 4 stars on the dot is a good rating for this. Had you asked me for my rating in the middle towards the big, like in the first half of the book, I would have said 3.75, but the second half of the book definitely bumped it up to 4. I really loved this book. I loved the magical, like, Stephanie Garber knows how to write fairy tales so well. It's the way she describes things. She'll take like a pink dress and turn it into a whimsical, magical, beautiful thing, and she knows how to write so effortlessly and so flawlessly that I just can't not give it a high rating. Like, I love Stephanie Garber's writing. I don't know how she does it, but she managed to turn every little tiny detail that is just a basic detail into something so beautiful. So for that, I just have to give it a good rating. I wasn't as intrigued in the first half of the story, but once we got to the second half of the book, I was more intrigued, and I was realizing that I liked the book because whenever I wasn't reading it or listening to it, I would want to be reading or listening to it, you know what I mean? And I think it also gets a lot of points because it just reminds me of Caraval, which was a 5-star series for me, and I freaking love that series so much. And it was just the same, I felt like I was right back into that world, so it just gave me, that just automatically gave it 3 stars, you know? Like, it's that cozy comfort feeling of Caraval that was in this, and I loved it. I loved all the characters. There wasn't a single character that I disliked. Even the bad characters, I still liked them. Stephanie Garber, she just knows how to do it. So I loved this book. It was so beautiful. I cannot wait to get into the second one, because the second one is where the plot unfolds. The second one is where the plot unfolds more, and you get more of Jackson and Evangeline, which is exactly what I need, because this book really like sets them up, and this is their process of building a friendship, and there's not really any romance in this book. It's a lot of tension, but there's not much romance. And I know the second book is like everybody's favorite, and it has more romance and has more Jackson Evangeline duo, so I'm really excited for that. It's like the same feeling I got with the naturals, where I just wanted to go into the second book immediately, but I need to finish out this video and pick out my next potential 5 stars. So we're gonna do that right now, and I already know exactly what book I want, so let me get her. Okay guys, are you ready? Can you tell what it is from this? I'm so excited to get into this book. I've been wanting to read this book for the longest since it came out, and I finally got my hands on it. There was like a Prime Day or something. It was some deal on Amazon, and I got it for like $6. Anyways, this book is about, honestly, I'll give you like a basic summary, and then once I start reading it, I'll give you a more in-depth summary. But from what I know, it's basically just 2 serial unalivers that fall in love. I don't know what the plot is, but I know it's like a dark romance slash, I don't know if it's thriller, but I hear it's kind of gory and kind of scary, and I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to get into this because I feel like it's gonna give me You vibes. I'm just gonna start it tonight because I'm just so excited. Like, I've been wanting to read this forever, and everybody I know gives this book a very high rating, so it's my turn. It's my turn. So far, we've done really good in this video. We haven't gone below 4 stars, which is a really good sign, so I'm super excited to start The Butcher and the Blackbird. It's actually just called Butcher and Blackbird, but everybody says The Butcher and the Blackbird. Maybe I just say that. Okay, I picked out my tabs. These are the ones I picked out. They match the book so cutely. I love them so much. I'm gonna get this book started with, I don't know what I want to tab in here. Probably things that I use to tab thriller books, like plot, scary, OMG, plot twist, quotes, probably somewhere along those lines. I don't know. All I know is that I'm so excited. And I hear that the book just jumps right into it, so those are my favorite kind of books. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. I love you guys. Okay, hey guys, I am back. I didn't film much for Butcher and Blackbird. You will find out why, but it's been a long time since I continued filming this video, and we're back and we're done and we're gonna discuss everything. So in today's video, I picked out 3 books that I predicted would be 5 stars, and you know, we went through the course of reading them. You guys saw all my reactions and all of my feelings about most of the books, but now we're finally gonna talk about it. Even though I kind of talked about it already, we're gonna go into a little bit more detail. So we started off our video with the first book in the Natural series, which y'all know I rated 5 stars. And just a little recap, the book is about, I think it's like 5, it's a couple of teenage prodigies, and basically they're all good at a certain skill, and they all get hired by the FBI to crack cold cases. And we're following our main character, Cassie, and you just go through the course of the story of her revealing kind of what happened to her mom, while also learning how to use her special skill for the FBI. And you just go through a lot of things. There's lots of plot twists, there's found family aspects, there's just everything. Every trope that I love is in here, and it's a YA mystery. It's so good. It's a little bit scary, it's a little bit thrilling, it's a little bit of everything, and I rated this book 5 stars. So we did find a 5-star in this video, which is so exciting. But this book was so good. I'm so excited to get through the rest of the series, but I'm kind of trying to wait till like fall time, because this book did give me very fall vibes. I think thrillers in general just kind of give me like a winter/fall vibe, but I loved this book so much. I'm honestly putting off the rest of the series because I'm just so excited to get to it, and I don't want it to be over. Which shocked me, because I have read The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes and I did not like it. So I didn't have very high expectations for The Naturals, but I was surprised. So 5 stars. I definitely recommend you guys go pick it up if you're looking for a little YA mystery, or even just a book in general that will get you out of a slump. The Naturals. It got me out of a slump, and it was so good. The next book we picked up for this video was Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I love Stephanie Garber's writing. I read Carvel. It was my first fantasy series that I've ever read, so it has kind of like a soft spot in my heart, I guess. Like, it has a little safe space. I will never hate on it because I loved it so much. So I was super excited to get back into that world, which is why I was gonna rate this book. I figured I would rate this book 5 stars, and I was not disappointed. I think I rated it like 4 or 4.5, 4.75, something around there. But I loved this book. I love all of our characters. I love everything about the way that Stephanie Garber writes her stories. She writes them very, if you're looking for like a whimsical fairy tale kind of book, I definitely recommend you guys check out Stephanie Garber if you haven't. But her books are just so whimsical, and she creates things that make it so easy to imagine what the character is wearing or where the character is, because it's just explained in so much detail that it's kind of hard not to be able to imagine it. And I just loved everything about the vibe of this book. It was so cozy, it was so sweet, it was so magical, it was so fairy tale. I loved it so much. Again, also wish I read this during the winter time, because that's just when I get like those fantasy vibes. But this book was so good. It reminded me a lot of Wizard of Oz, Wicked, Once Upon a Time, like that kind of fairy tale media, and I love it. I loved it so much. This book is about our main character, Evangeline Fox. She is going to marry the love of her life, and she finds out that the love of her life is with somebody else before they get finds out the love of her life is going to marry somebody else. So she turns to Jack, which is the King of Hearts, and she asks him to grant her. She goes to the King of Hearts and she asks him to do something about it. And the #1 rule in like this world is to not trust fates, because they will lie to get what they want. So I don't know why she did it, but she turned to Jax, which is the King of Hearts, and she asks him to do something about it. And you just follow them through this journey of him getting what he wants by using her, but also her getting what she wants by using him, but also them like falling in love. And like, it's just so warm and soft and beautiful. It's a very beautiful story. I love our main character. She's so, a lot of people don't like her character, I found, because she's very quirky and very I don't want to say dumb, but she's like a little, she's very innocent. You know, she trusts a lot of people and things like that. But I found that to be so admirable about her, because in this world where everything is so messed up, she somehow finds light in it. So I just really admired her character. I've always loved Jack since Caraval, so like I have nothing bad to say. He reminds me a lot of Aaron Warner. I don't know if it's just the blonde, I don't know what it is, but I love him, I love her, I love everything about this book. I'm so excited to get through the rest of the series. Again, putting it off because I don't want to get to it because it's so good. But Once Upon a Broken Heart, it wasn't a 5-star just because I felt like it was a little bit confusing to me. Just a little bit, like just a little bit confusing. I don't know if it was just like all the details that kind of threw me off or confused me or what, but it just kind of confused me just a little bit, so I knocked the star down by a little bit. But other than that, it was really, 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 really good. I definitely recommend. Then our third book, we picked up Butcher and Blackbird. So I thought this book was going to be a 5-star because all of the people that I trust with my book recommendations rated this book very, very highly, and I saw it was all over my For You page. It was so hyped up. The premise of the story just sounds so interesting, so I was super excited to pick it up. But you know, no, let me tell you guys what it's about. So basically this book is about 2 serial killers, and they're kind of like vigilante serial killers where they kill other serial killers. They don't kill like civilians, so I guess they're good people. They kill other serial killers, and they meet each other, and they're like, I guess they're bored, so they decide that they're going to start a game where they meet up once a year and they find a serial killer, and whoever kills them first wins. That's their game. That's what they do for fun. And you're just following these 2 morally gray characters as they kill people. And you know, that sounded very interesting to me. I love a good thriller romance mix, so I was very excited. But this book was so here's what I didn't like about the book. I felt like the book was very slow at the beginning. I felt like we knew nothing of our characters. We knew no background about our characters, which I'm not saying like start like the first 5 chapters about everything about them, but like I like when you get to know the character as the book progresses. I just feel like I wasn't getting to know the characters. I didn't have any kind of attachment to them just because I don't know anything. I feel like I did not learn a single thing about either of the characters, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. I wasn't able to make that deep connect. And the main male character in this book is very, very morally gray. I'll just say that. He doesn't, I don't know if I'm just like a softie, but I feel like all he really cared about, I mean, at least at the beginning, all he really cared about her was her looks and how she was physically. He never really talked or told her about how he feels about her internally. Like, he had like a very physical attraction to her, and he showcased that a lot more than he did her like internal beauty, which, you know, it's fine, but like if you I don't know, I feel like the way that an author introduces a character is the same way that when you meet somebody, your first interaction is very important because it really sets the tone for the rest of your relationship. Not all the time, but like a lot of the times that's how it is. So you want to make like a first good impression, and he did not make a first good impression for me, so I felt kind of weird about him through the rest of the book. But he kind of made up for it. He's not like a jerk or anything. It's just the way it started, I was like, okay. But yeah, I just feel like it was very slow at the beginning. I had no idea what was going on because I just didn't care. So I was just like reading, but I was like thinking about what I'm gonna eat for dinner. But I was reading, but I was thinking about like where am I gonna go for lunch tomorrow. Like, you know, I wasn't really engulfed in the story. I wasn't imagining anything when I was reading the book. It felt very flat, and I was gonna DNF it. I DNF'd it for a little bit. I soft DNF'd it. I read a couple books in between. I filmed a couple videos in between. I did a lot in between. But I was like, no, I'm going to finish this book. Maybe I'm in a book slump. Maybe the hype starts like towards the middle of the book. Maybe it gets better. And it did get better. There was like a part, it was the scene where they were gonna go kill the serial killer that's in that barn, the chainsaw guy. That's when it started to get, it started to pick up a little bit for me because I started to see their connection and I started to feel their connection, and it felt a lot deeper as the story progressed. But then after that, it fell flat again. So I am very, very, very sad to say that I rated this book 2.75 stars. I rounded it up to 3 though on my Goodreads, but I feel like the story fell very flat for me, and that's very disappointing because I was so excited to get into this book. This was my most anticipated read, and it just disappointed me. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love it. I've not heard one person say something bad about it, which is why I was so excited. I don't know if it was the hype that just messed it up for me or if the story really did fall flat for me, but I just didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it a little bit. Not to say that I don't recommend it. I definitely recommend it because people love the book for a reason. I guess it just wasn't my cup of tea, but it just fell very flat for me. I don't know. I didn't bond with the characters. I did bond with Lark though. I loved our character. She's not even our character. She's literally the main character's best friend. I loved her best friend. Her best friend was like very supportive and sweet to our main female character, and I did like the main female character. I just feel like I didn't know her very well. There is a second book though, and it is about the FMC's best friend and the MMC's brother, I think. But people say that book is, people did not like that book, so I'm not even gonna attempt to get into that one. But yeah, this book put me in a slump, and not a good one, and I'm very disappointed to say that I did not enjoy this book as much as I thought I would. I'm so sad about it because I was so excited. Y'all don't even know how excited I was about this book, but it just didn't do it for me. But that concludes today's video. I was gonna read another book. I was gonna read Powerless. That was the book I was in between when I was picking out my books, but because Butcher and Blackbird took me so long, I didn't end up getting to Powerless, and here we are now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and based off my ratings on these books, let me know if you have any book recommendations for me. I had a lot of fun filming this video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know everything. I like to talk to you guys, and I will see you guys very soon for our next video. And if you guys have any more like bookish videos you guys want me to film, let me know and I will do them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. I hope to see you guys next week, and until then, bye.